Greetings from Roundup River Ranch. My name is Marty Dunning and I'm the camper recruiter, and today I'm going to walk you through what the application looks like so you can get ready to start your application or to help you through the application process as you're going through it. To get to our application, you'll want to visit our website, which is roundupriverranch.org. You'll hover over campers and then apply for camp, which will take you to this page, which is probably where you're watching this video. We kind of walk over the application process a little bit with our application guides. We'll have the video located there and some different contact information so you can reach us if you have any questions. To get started, you'll click on the button that says Apply Now, and it'll take you to a page that looks like this. If you're a first-time applicant for us, you will go through this first page and complete the camper information, parent information, and just some questions about general ways that we can contact you. And you'll press the button at the bottom once you're through that to continue to the enrollment options. And if you're a family that's been to camp in the last few years, since we've switched to this database at least, you'll just click Returning Families, click here, and it'll take you to a login page. The login information would have been sent to you the last time you applied, or if you can't remember your password, feel free to click What's My Password, and it'll help you get set up with a new password there. Once you're logged in, or once you complete that one page, you'll be taken to this parent dashboard enrollment page. You'll see that I've got a few campers already loaded in here, so I can help you with what this looks like. First off, you can always go to the home page of the application. It has our contact information there. It'll have our new schedule and acceptance calendar listed here once we get to the point that we've launched the application. It'll have a link to the webinar and different instructions as well. Which, to show you what these instructions look like, we have our family camp application checklist, which is a PDF document where you can see what forms we require as mandatory forms for our campers that are applying, along with some additional forms that we need if they're applicable, along with what we need for healthy children and what we need for adults. And then our other document that will be there is our summer camp application checklist, which walks through what is needed for a summer camp applicant. Pretty straightforward. But if you have any questions or if you need any help at any time, it's got our contact information right at the top of the page so you can reach out to us. So once you're on the parent dashboard, you'll start off at the enrollment tab. Tess Testerson is our camper that we're going to work with today. So we'll click to enroll Test for 2019. You'll see it has options for summer camp, family camp. With the family camp options, it's broken down between camper with a diagnosis and other family member application. If you're applying for family camp, please note that every single person needs to have their own camper profile in this database. So whenever you're applying for family camp, you should only be clicking one of these two options for this person. So since I'm working with Tess Testerson, she's a camper with a diagnosis, I would only fill out summer camp if she's wanting to apply to summer camp, and camper with a diagnosis. If your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, whoever is the guardian for the camper, you'll hopefully be listed on the enrollment page already, such as I have Mother Testerson and Father Testerson here. But if that is not the case, you'll just come up here to My Account, and then right here just Add Camper, and it'll let you put in name, gender, date of birth, all that stuff to get that camper in the system. And once you complete that, they will show up on the enrollment page and the forms page. But getting back to it, we're going to enroll Tess Testerson for Summer Camp 1. So I came here, I clicked to add the option for Summer Camp, and then selected Summer Camp 1. Save and continue, and it'll take you to an enrollment questions page, or just some basic questions about your camper. So what size shirt they have, who can make medical decisions, do they speak English? We ask that you fill this out in its entirety. I just filled out the mandatory questions for now so that we can get through this process so you can see exactly what all is needed. For summer camp, we have some extra questions as well. And once you get through that page, you'll save and continue, and it'll take you to our forms page. This page is looked a little differently each year, so whether you're new or returning, this will look different or new. So as you scroll down, you'll see a list of standard forms and a list of medical forms. For anybody who's doing the application process, the list of standard forms will automatically populate what's necessary, and as you'll see, there's required to enroll on almost all of these forms, There's no on a couple of these because it doesn't know quite yet whether or not it's mandatory for this person. So since this is somebody applying for the summer camp for heart disease or heart transplant, we ask that to complete your application you put either a heart disease form or a heart transplant form in there. So whichever of the illness specific forms for the session are applicable, please upload those, and then anything else that's on this page, please do that as well. So on this page you'll see our camper with a diagnosis for summer camp needs our camp consent waivers filled out, our specialty provider clinic notes, or a physical exam if they don't see a specialist. We know a few of our campers don't see a specialist, so a physical exam will work fine for that. And with that, we have our own physical form that you can open up and take to your provider if that's the case. So any of our forms that are printed forms, you'll be able to open a PDF document, print that out, and take it to your doctor's office. We also have some of our forms that are online forms, so you can be able to fill them out just within the portal itself, such as our camp consent waivers, where you'll just type in answers, or we'll have drop downs where you can select things and then save whenever you're done with the form. So the most extensive application you'll see is for our campers with diagnoses. What I always compare this to, it's similar to going to a new doctor's office for the first time, because that's what we do here. We have medical providers on site, whether they be doctors, nursing practitioners. We also have nurses and EMTs and all sorts of people that are here to help care for your child medically. So they just need to know all the information to be able to do that to the best of their abilities. But on top of that, you're kind of going to a new daycare facility that also happens to have horses and a challenge course and all sorts of stuff. So we just want to do everything that we can and find out all that we can to make camp the most successful place for your child as possible. So that's why we ask all this information, and if you need any help with it at any time, my contact information is up here on the page, so you can either reach out to me or I will connect you with some people that can help you through this process. But as you can see, for the summer camp application, right now there's 4 web forms under standard and 5 that are printed under standard as well, and then we have the medical forms that are required. As you complete some of these application pages, such as accommodations and considerations, it'll ask you some questions that may make another form pop up, and we just ask that any form that is applicable, please complete that for your application to be considered complete. For example, if your child has an IEP or a BIP at school, that's Individualized Education Plan or Behavioral Intervention Plan, we'll ask that within the application, and if you select a yes, it'll provide an option for you to be able to upload that on this forms page after you've submitted that form where you said that they do have an IEP or BIP. So anytime they answer one of those questions, it should create a place for you to upload whatever that form is. And if that doesn't happen, feel free to contact me. We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get you squared away. So that's what it looks like for a camper for summer camp. Family camp, camper with a diagnosis, it'll look very similar as well because we do need all that information. I'm going to go back to the enrollment tab and show you what it looks like for a parent to apply. So we'll have Mother Testerson apply next. Again, she will be doing the other family member application. So we're selecting Family Camp 2 at this time, just to go through the process. You have a shorter version of a questions page here. Earlier it asked about workplace and other things at the bottom, but this is more abbreviated because we don't need to know all that information about you. And you'll see the forms pages now, incredibly shorter, for our adults that are applying to family camp. We only need our waivers, a flu vaccine, a transportation form just to let us know how you're getting here, and then under medical forms we require the health history form. You'll see the medications, vitamins, and supplements specifically says summer camp applicants only. With our application we're able to tailor it to the applicant for the most part, but under the medical forms we can only have it show up for everybody or nobody. So that's why that one's there. Everything else on this page is required for adults applying to family camp except the medications, vitamins, and supplements. Feel free to submit it too if you'd like. To be honest, we probably won't look at it, but it's there if you need to do that. But these are mostly online forms except for the flu vaccine, which that's We have our own flu vaccine form that you can take whenever you receive your flu vaccine, or you can just upload any form of receipt of getting that vaccination there. And to do that, you'll just click, you can either download our flu vaccine to take with you, or you can browse and upload your receipt here and then submit it. So that's what that looks like for our adults applying to family camp. Pretty abbreviated. And then lastly, we're going to look at one of our sibling applicants for family camp. So we got Brother Testerson, who's going to apply for family camp. Again, they're listed as another family member, because in this instance, Brother Testerson is a healthy kid. If a sibling camper does have a diagnosis that we need to be aware of, we ask that you also fill out the camper with a diagnosis application. And if you're unsure, feel free to give a call, and I'll let you know if that's something we need to look at. But you'll select the option here for Family Camp 2, Continue. Again, another enrollment questions page that's abbreviated, because we don't need all the information for Family Camp either. And then our forms page is tailored specifically for a kid who is a healthy sibling now. So it's mostly online forms except for immunizations and flu vaccine. Again, we have blank versions you can download to take to your provider to fill those out, or we can accept any version that they have. We ask that you get the Colorado State immunization form filled out if at all possible, just because we receive at least 1,000 applications a year, and it helps us on our end to already have that on the Colorado form, because through our licensing everything needs to be on Colorado forms. So we're either having to redo parts of your application to make it match, or we're receiving it correctly. So if you could do that, that'd be great. If your provider won't, just give me a call. We'll talk through it. We'll get it squared away for you. But then on top of that, you got the same forms that you would as an adult here with the waivers, the transportation form, but then also behavioral support and accommodations and considerations, just because, again, we want to make sure that campus is a successful place for everybody who comes here. And so we want to make sure that if your child needs any specific things at the challenge course or at any of our activity areas, to do that to make it a successful time for them. We just want to make sure we know all that information. So you'll fill out those forms and then continue to check out once you get all the information in here. And we know it's a lot. We know that it takes time. So you don't necessarily have to go through all that process to get to this forms page each time. You can just click up here on forms, and you'll see everybody in the family is listed here. And then you can just click on the person to see their own forms page and be able to submit that person's forms specifically. Again, we're here to help. We tried to make the application even easier this year than previous years, but we would definitely love to hear your feedback. Again, my name is Marty. I'm the Camper Recruiter, and my contact information is on this page with my email. We have our fax numbers and stuff here as well. But feel free to reach out if you want to give us some feedback, or if you have any questions, or if there's anything we can do to help. Either I can help you with the application over the phone, we could work on a paper application, or we could connect you with a child life specialist who will be able to walk through the application with you as well. But yes, so feel free to reach out anytime, and we're excited that you're interested in camp, and we hope to see you and your camper soon.